Right, Trevor, as soon as the fixtures came out, Bury came up first, everyone thought about, you and Andy going back to your old club, but how would you describe your time at Bury?
Yeah, really enjoyable. It's a great little family sort of club. It's a similar feel to this club. I couldn't have a bad word to say about the place, and I'm enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm back there last year with Portsmouth at the end of the season. It was a great game. Enjoyed the experience. The fans were alright before the game with me, and once the game started going, everything's out the window. So I'm not expecting a nice welcome, which is it's part and parcel of football. I'm not take it with a pinch of salt, but so excited for Saturday. All the lads are. I can't wait. Just especially because it's been a bit of a ropey end of pre-season. The lads are ready to put it right, and no points are won in pre-season, so hopefully we can put things right and learn from what the things we've done wrong over the last few weeks.
Yeah, the manager just sort of hinted at that. He's almost trying to use the Kidderminster as a positive, because it has just refocused everybody.
You've got to, but if we play a game in training today and I get beat, the lads get beat, you're going to be gutted and disappointed. So obviously, we'll go out to win every game. The lads were gutted after the Kidderminster game. It wasn't acceptable. We knew that, but as the gaffer said, you can take a positive out. We've been sitting looking through the videos, and we've learned so much. I think you learn more in defeat than you do, winning games. And if we had if a couple of them goals hadn't went in on Saturday, and we had been 1-0 or scraped the 0-0, maybe it would have been patched over a little bit. But because we did get beat 3-0, we've been sitting down. On Monday and Tuesday we were in a lot longer than what we usually are, and I think that'll benefit us in the long run. So hopefully the stuff we have learned from Saturday is we'll see it against Bury.
Yeah, and if any positives to take out from you were busier than you would like to have been, but at least because in a lot of games you haven't been overly busy.
No,
that's
it.
A few saves.
It's been a strain to appreciate. I think 3 or 4 games in, I was thinking I haven't even made a save yet. So it was good to be a bit more involved. And yes, obviously as a keeper you like to be involved, but predominantly you like to keep clean sheets. So I would have took a quiet game for a clean sheet, but it's good from a personal point of view. And going into the game Saturday, I've been flying with Bookie and training. I feel really, on personal, I feel great about my game. So, and just hopefully as a team we can go in and, I think we're sort of being, no one's really mentioned this. You read the reports for the League 2, I think we're down the bottom in everyone's predictions, and for us that's great. It's great. No one's really expecting much, so I think we're quietly confident in there that we've got enough to, be involved at the right end of the table.
Yeah, going back to Bury, they seem to have been yo-yoing a bit between the two divisions, but the expectations are definitely going to be high this season, aren't they? So do you think you might be able to use that to your advantage on Saturday?
I think definitely. Up at Bury, the fans have always had high expectations. Even when we were in League 1, I remember first game of the season against Brentford 2 years ago, I think it was, and we drew 0-0 at home with them, and I think we got booed off the pitch. So I think every fans are the same. They expect if you do well, they expect more. And I think it is a case of Bury now. I would like to see their wage budget compared to everyone else's in the league. Some of the signings have made a top drawer, but the expectations will be there. And as a player, you feel that. And if things aren't going well after half an hour, if we can keep them quiet and maybe turn the fans a little bit, because I know what they're expecting to be 2 or 3-0 up at half time against us. There's no hiding from it, but we just want to go over a game plan, and hopefully, as the gaffer says in training, we're definitely not going there for 0-0. We're going there set up to be hard to beat, but we want to score goals at the other end. So as you say, I think we can use it to our advantage big time. So it's up to us to go out and carry the game plan, and hopefully it works.
Yeah, cast your mind back to just under a year ago. I think you went 1-0 down against Cheltenham at Bury, didn't you? Terry Gornell sort of deflected own goal off Proctor.
I remember Prox kicked it into the net, didn't he?
Yeah, but then you were 3-1 up at half time. So do you remember much about that game?
It was fun. It was my first game back. I sort of had a fallout with the manager at the time, and I nearly joined Bradford City, and I wasn't in the team, so that was my first game. He put me back in, and I remember I nearly get sent off, and I've actually got the video clip on my phone of me and Terry, and Terry says he should have got sent off. He kicked me in the head, but it was an eventful game. I dislocated my finger. I was straight to hospital after the game, and I dislocated it just after half time. But I just remember at the time, He's went 1-0 up. I remember like we equalised and straight away the heads dropped and it could have been more, I think, but it was just I can remember just a positive result for Bury at the time, but hopefully we can go there and be a lot stronger minded than what the team was last year, and a lot harder to beat, because I think they crumbled a bit last year, whenever we got on top of them.
I was going to ask you about that, because has that been spoken about much? Because there were a lot of times last season where things seemed to be going right and then suddenly 2 or 3 quick goals went in, so that's if you let one in, you just have to sort of stop the flow, don't you? Not let 2 or 3 in.
The gaffer's brought the analyst guy in, works on the mental sort of side of things, and he's got a lot of good points, and he's saying come up with things that because we've done it against Wolves, I think, in pre-season as well, conceded 2 goals in a minute, and for me there's nothing worse in football. It shouldn't be. Surely when you concede 1, it's sort of you sort of shut up shop again for 5 minutes to get everyone settled again. So we're working on a few things. There's not every base has been covered this pre-season. From the coaching point of view, we're as prepared as we can be. So it's up to us now as players to go. We're the ones across the white line. We have to do it on Saturday. It's up to us. Yeah,
you said you've been flying in training with Steve Butt, which is obviously great, but you still haven't got a senior goalkeeper to work with. I know you've been working with Harry, so it looks like he's going to be on the bench on Saturday. Young Harry.
Harry's got great potential. He's got everything, but he's obviously short in experience. But he'll gain a lot from even just sitting on the bench on Saturday and being involved. It'll be brilliant for him. But I think the gaffer's made it clear that he wants to bring another goalkeeper in, and that'll be great, because competition in every position, it's paramount, at any level. So I look forward to a senior goalkeeper coming in and rubbing off on that little bit of competitiveness and training. We've had a few trialists in, and they've all done great, to be fair to them, but obviously just not what the manager's looking for. So we'll see. I'm sure the gaffer's got something in mind, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, just finally, Trevor, are there any players? I'm sure there are players at Bury that you're good mates with and you stayed in touch with since you left. Because although they've had a few new ones in, it's sort of the basis of the team is still there, isn't it? So
yeah, I know most of the lads are. Craig Jones and Danny Mayer, Sorsey. Most of them are still there, as you say. The bases are. We had a decent team last year at the start of the year, but it just didn't click. But speaking to them, they know they've got a great team, but it's alright having a good team on paper. It's going out and doing it every week, so it's quite different. Last year they had the excuse that their new team thrown together, and there wasn't much expectation last year. But this year it's definitely the complete opposite end. Nothing less than promotion would be deemed a success this year. So I think they're ability wise it should be right up there in the season, but I think the lads in the change room here are expecting the same from us, so we got to go there. The first 2 games of the season we'll not play 2 tougher games, will we? Bury and Brighton, so the lads have to roll up the sleeves, and I think everyone's up for it, so looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Cheers, Trev. Thanks a lot.